in the case of nuclear or radiological.
This is a Fourth Rider news break.
Today in Warren, Michigan, a suburban Detroit police officer who punched a young black man in the face and slammed his head to the ground pleaded guilty to a federal civil rights violation. Matthew Rodriguez acknowledged using unreasonable force against the 19-year-old man while processing him at the Warren jail last June. He also admitted to false statements he made about the incident. Jacqueline Smith was not physically resisting arrest or attempting to escape, Rodriguez's plea agreement states. Rodriguez was fired by the Warren Police Department, which released video of the incident last summer. William Dwyer, who was police commissioner at the time, said, "This is not what we do." Rodriguez's actions in this case were shocking and flagrantly violate the standards of conduct we expect of all sworn law enforcement officers, U.S. Attorney Don Eisen said Monday. He will return to court for his sentence on August 20th. The maximum sentence is 10 years in prison. Adam Austin for Fourth Rider News.
Today, protesters in southern Mexico set the state government building on fire, burning close to a dozen parked cars in the parking lot. The demonstration occurred in Chilpancingo, the capital of the Pacific Coast state of Guerrero. The protesters are demanding answers about the 43 students at a rural teachers' college who disappeared in 2014. Just recently, another student from that college was killed in a confrontation with police last March. The Guerrero state government stated that it regrets and condemns the violent acts. The government informed the public the state interior secretary had resigned following the March confrontation with students. The police officers involved are under investigation in the death. Mitch Malley, Fourth Rider News.
JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon told investors today that he expects the U.S. economy to be resilient and grow this year, but worries that geopolitical events, including the war in Ukraine and the Israel-Hamas war, as well as U.S. political polarization, might be creating an environment that may very well be creating risks that could eclipse anything since World War II. The comments came in an annual shareholder letter from Dimon, who often uses the letter to weigh in on broad topics like politics, regulation, and global events, and what it might mean to JP Morgan Chase, as well as the broader economy. Dimon also used his letter to forcefully defend the firm's diversity and equality efforts, pushing back on the arguments from Republicans who have said such efforts at Fortune 500 companies, colleges, and universities are discriminatory and promote left-wing ideology. America's global leadership role is being challenged outside by other nations and inside by our polarized electorate, Dimon said. We must find ways to put aside our differences and work in partnership with other Western nations in the name of democracy. During this time of great crises, uniting to protect our essential freedoms, including free enterprise, is paramount. Zoe Pro, Fourth Rider News.
Austria's biggest espionage scandal in decades as the arrest of a former intelligence officer exposes evidence of extensive Russian infiltration, botched official oversight, and activities right out of a Hollywood spy thriller. The 86-page arrest warrant alleges Egisto Oak was arrested last March for handing over cell phone data of former high-ranking Austrian officials to Russian intelligence, plotting a burglary at a prominent journalist's apartment, and writing up suggestions for improvement after a Russian-ordered assassination in Germany. Oat is also suspected of having provided sensitive information to Jan Marsalek, a fugitive fellow Austrian wanted on suspicion of fraud since the collapse in 2020 of German payment company Wirecard, where he was the chief operating officer. The warrant says chat messages provided by British authorities link Marsalek directly to the Russian intelligence agency FSB. German and Austrian media have reported that Marsalek is believed to have had connections to Russian intelligence since at least 2014. He is now thought to be in Russia. I'm Mia Sanders for Fourth Rider News.
In Panama, the trial of 27 people charged in connection with the worldwide Panama Papers money laundering started today in criminal court. Those on trial include the owners of the law firm Mossack Fonseca, which is at the heart of the 2016 massive document leak. The Panama Papers include a collection of 11 million secret financial documents that illustrate how some of the world's richest people hide their money. The repercussions of the leaks have been far-ranging, prompting the resignation of the Prime Minister of Iceland and bringing scrutiny to the leaders of Argentina and Ukraine, Chinese politicians, and Russian President Vladimir Putin, among others. The often delayed trial opened Monday, with lawyers Jürgen Mossack, Ramon Fonseca, and other former representatives, lawyers, or ex-employees of the firm facing money laundering charges. Mossack was present in the courtroom and pled not guilty to the charges. Lawyers for Fonseca said he was in a hospital in Panama. The case centers on allegations the firm set up shell companies to acquire properties in Panama with money from a sprawling corruption scheme in Brazil known as the Car Wash, or Lava Jato in Portuguese. Mossack will return to court for his sentence on August 20th. The maximum sentence is 10 years in prison. Evelyn Evers, Fourth Rider News.
This is a Fourth Rider News Break.